لكن Yes, dear students, in the previous lecture, we talked about the simple present tense with I, you, we, they, and the plural form. We talked about how can we make a positive statement and how can we make a negative statement and how can we make a question form. ولو لاحظنا قلنا انه اذا كان الفاعل اي يو او وي ذي الفعل ما بنضيف له اس، يعني مو زي هي وشي وإيد. اذا مع اي يو وي ذي الفعل لا نضيف له اس او اي اس او اي، لكن اذا كان هي وشي وإيد هنالك بنضيف الاس او الاي اس او الاي اس. اما هنا ما عندنا اس، الفعل يظل كما هو. اوكي. Now we are going as I said in question form also we can use the WH question. أنا قلت إذا أبي أكون سؤال يا إما عندك تستخدم do، عندنا do، وممكن استخدم ال WH question اللي هم what when where أو where و how. أوكي. وقلنا إذا كان بدينا أو استخدمنا ال WH question، قلنا ال WH question بيكون at the beginning of the question، بيكون في البداية، ثم بعديها do، ثم بعديها السبجكت، ثم بعديها الفير، بعدها يكون الفعل. دايما شايفين في الامثله هنا عندنا where do you live احمد، هنا where ثم do، هنا السبجكت، هنا الفير. الفير طبعا ما فيه بدون اس. I live in Jeddah. What do you do? What do you do or what's your job? I am a student. How do you go to university? I go by car. I go by car. In how, do, subject والverb. When do you finish your classes? Here we have when, do, subject والverb اللي هو finish at 3 o'clock. Now we are going to do this exercise. Here we have exercise. The complete the following conversation. هنا complete بمعنى أكمل، أكمل الحوار التالي. عندنا حوار حنكمله. Here you are going to choose the correct answer. في الحوار هذا حنختار الإجابة الصحيحة. عندك two options، عندك خيارين. You have two options. Okay. طيب teacher, excuse me أحمد, can I ask you some questions? Excuse me, Ahmed. Can I ask you some questions? Ahmed, yes, you can. Teacher, where does you live? Here you have this question. Is it do or does? Here, where is the subject? The subject is you. هنا السبجكت عندي you. قلنا إذا كان الفاعل you.
Do.
Yes, we are going to choose do. Where do you live? Ahmed, I live in Riyadh. Which one is correct? I say I live or I lives. السبجكت هنا عندنا I. إذا كان الفاعل I قلنا الفعل مالي يكون مجرد، صح؟ when the subject is I, you, we, they. يعني إذا كان الفاعل I ويو ووي وذي، الفعل اللي بيجي بعده ما فيه اس. تمام؟ طيب هنا حنختار الفعليات اللي هو live. I live in Riyadh. I live in Riyadh. Do you live in a house or an apartment? Which one? Do you live in a house or in an apartment? Ahmed, I live or I lives in a big house.
I live, doctor.
I live in a big house. Oh, really? Do you have your own room?
Do.
Do, because here we have you. We have you, you are going to use do. Yes, I do, does. Yes, I
Do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm really lucky. Where does you studies study. طيب one where do does.
Do.
Where do you studies or study. عفوا. Yes, the studies or study. Here we have you. Here
Study.
question. Study without es, ies. Where do you study? I study at Imam Muhammad Saud University. I study at Imam Muhammad Saud University. Teacher, does do you have any brothers and sisters? Yes.
Do
you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Does they goes to school? Yes, do or does?
Do
they go or goes?
Go.
Do they go to school? No, they don't. No, they don't. They go to university. Teacher, thank you. Yes, I want 2 of you to practice this conversation. اثنين ناخذ نموذج واحد، اثنين يقروا لنا هذا الحوار ونمشي للي بعده. تمام؟ Yes, who and who? One is a teacher, one is Ahmed. Yes. Who and who?
مين دكتور؟
Yes, عبد العزيز عبد الله. Yes, مين مع عبد العزيز؟
مين يا دكتور؟
حاتم مطيري ولا مين؟ مطر ولا حامد؟ اوكي حاتم مطيري انا عبد العزيز. اوكي ستارت.
أنا teacher ولا؟
Yes, you.
Excuse me, Ahmed. Can I ask you some questions?
Yes, you can.
Where do you live?
I live in Riyadh.
Do you live in house or an apartment?
I live in a
big house.
Big house.
Oh, really? Do you have your own room?
Yes, I do. I'm really lucky.
Where do you study?
I study at Imam Muhammad University.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Do they go to school?
No, they don't go to university.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. Okay. We are going to exercise. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, here we have general exercise. هنا تمرين عام بيتعلق بالبريزنت سيمبل مع هي وشي وإيت والبريزنت سيمبل مع I, you, we, they. عام لهم الاثنين. Okay. Now, here I usually go to school. This sentence, is it true or false? هل الجملة هذه صح ولا خطأ؟ يعني لو قلت I usually go to school, is it true or false?
True.
True?
I usually go to the school.
Yes, it is true. It is true. صحيحة. ليش؟ لأنه عندي هنا I وقلنا إذا كان الفاعل when the subject is I الفعل يكون كما هو ما بيحدث فيه تغيير. ما بنضيف له اس ولا اي اس ولا اي اي اس. هنا اذا بقول I usually go to school. اذا هذه جمله صحيحه. It is a correct sentence. طيب 2 they visit us often.
True.
True.
True. You play basketball once a week. You play basketball once a week.
True.
True.
True. Tom work every day. Tom work every day.
False.
False.
Works.
False. Why?
Because it's
They don't have
singular.
any I
Singular.
or you or
So
they.
here we are going to add what? Here we
S.
are going to add S. Okay, كده it is true. So here we are going to add S. Tom or Tom works. Tom works. طيب. He always tell us funny stories. He always tell us funny stories. Is it true
I
or
think
false?
it's.
False.
I think it's true.
False.
He
He
False.
always tells
he
us.
always.
Okay.
Here we have the verb tell. Could tell or tells.
Tells.
لأنه الفاعل هنا عندنا هي. ولا إذا كان الفاعل هي أو شيء يا إما نضيف اس أو اي اس أو اي اس في نهاية الفعل. So here it is not true, so I'm going to add s. Okay. He always tells. هنا always is an adverb. هذه العلامة اللي بتحدد لنا نوع الفعل. اوكي. فعل المضارع. والفعل اللي هو tell لازم نضيف له s. He always tells us funny story. She never helped me with that.
Helps.
She never helped me with. Is it true or false?
False.
False.
False. What is the correct?
Helps.
Helps.
Helps. You are going to add s. She never helps me with that. Martha and Kevin swim twice a week.
True.
Is it true or false?
True.
True, yes. Why? لأنه because here we have Martha and Kevin باعتبارهم plural جمع وبالتالي ما راح نضيف هنا اس. تمام؟ إذا Martha and Kevin are or swim twice a week. طيب 7 or 8 in this club people usually dance a lot. In this club people usually dance a lot. Is it true or false?
True.
False.
Someone
True.
said
True.
true and someone's false. Here because here we have people. People
Yeah,
بصيغة
people.
الجمع صح؟ أيوة.
جمع.
People صيغة
Yes.
الجمع. بالتالي الفعل يكون
True.
So it is here. It is true.
True.
In this club, people usually dance a lot. 9. Linda take care of her sister. Take care
Takes.
بمعنى يهتم أو يعتني. Sorry. True or false?
False.
False.
False,
What is?
doctor.
The correct one is. What are we going to say? Linda
Take care.
takes. اللي هي
Take.
takes.
Okay.
واي لازم نضيف اس لانه عندنا هنا تيك كير هو بمعنى كله يهتم او يعتني. اذا كان المفرد نقول ليندا تيكس كير. اوكي. احمد تيكس كير يهتم او يعتني بكذا. اوكي. هنا we are going to add s. طيب 10 John rarely leave the country. Is it true or false?
False.
False. Here we are going also to add
Yes.
اس. نقول جون rarely معناتها نادرا. قال جون نادرا ما يغادر الكانتري اللي هو الريف or whatever. You're going leave. John rarely leaves the country. Then it is false. We in the city most of the year. Is it true or false? True.
True.
Yes.
True.
Why? Because we have we here. We have we. Laurie traveled to Paris every Sunday. Laurie
False.
travel. False. The correct.
Travels.
travels. Here we are going to add S. I bake cookies twice a month. I bake. True. Yeah, because I الفعل يكون كما هو دون إضافة S. You always teach me new things.
True.
True.
False.
True.
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 True. Why? Because you فعل يكون مجرد. 15. She helped the kids of the neighborhood.
False.
False. Yeah, the right or the correct.
Helps.
Here we're going to add S here. Helps. Okay. To make negative sentences. هي معطينا جمل نبيها تصير negative. My father makes breakfast. طيب هذه this is a positive sentence. How can we make it a negative? What are we going to say?
Your father make no.
My father makes breakfast. طيب هذه جملة مثبتة. أبيها تصير جملة منفية. وإيش أقول؟
My father
don't make breakfast.
My father don't
make breakfast.
Doesn't make breakfast.
Oh, doesn't.
He doesn't. My father, here I'm going to write does. طيب نحن قلنا أي فعل بعد does بيكون ماله does not or doesn't. أي فعل بيجي بعديها بيكون ماله. هنا we have make. Here قال makes. Here I'm going to omit the S. Okay. So كده حصير my father doesn't make breakfast. Clear? So we are going. My father باعتباره اسم مفرد. مع الاسم المفرد بنستخدم does. When my father doesn't make breakfast. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. 2. God, they eat fish every day. Yes. Make it a negative.
They don't.
They didn't.
Yeah. Yes.
They don't. They didn't.
Why do you say didn't? Didn't. We are not talking about the past. If we are talking about the past, we are going to say didn't. Here we are talking about the present. We are going to say did. And
Okay.
did هذا الماضي. Okay.
I know.
So here they did or they don't. They don't eat. They don't eat fish every day. Yes, she always writes letters. Yes, how can we make it a negative? كيف نخليها تصير جملة منفية ها؟
She doesn't
always
write letter.
Excellent. She doesn't أو she doesn't write letters. She doesn't or she doesn't write letters. Yeah, she doesn't always or she always doesn't. Yes, she always doesn't write letters. طيب, I speak Italian. I speak Italian. I don't. I don't speak Italian. Okay, Danny phones his father every Sunday. Okay, Danny phones his father every Sunday. Yes, how can we make it a negative?
Doesn't,
what are we going to? Danny doesn't. doesn't phones or phone. You meet the S here. Danny doesn't phone his father every day or Sunday. Okay. Make questions. Make questions. هنا هنكون سؤال. Make question. You speak English in using the simple present tense. Yeah. What are we going to say?
Do you speak English?
Yes. Do you speak English? هنا عملناه في الجملة في الحاضر اللي هو البريزنت سيمبل. عندنا الفاعل do، عندنا الفاعل you، راح نضيف ايش اللي هو هنقول do you speak English. Yes, do you speak English? طيب to when he go home. Yes, make a question.
When do you go home?
Where جبت اليو من وين؟ عندك هنا يو، هنا مديك هي. انت هتبني على هي. هنا عندك الضمير اللي هي ما اعطاك اليو. When he go home. What are we going to say? طيب
Does
he yes does
he go home?
no هي اداك WH question. ما حنبدا بالداس هنا اداك when، ونحن قلنا بعض مرات لما نجي اكون سؤال ممكن استخدم WH question. Yes.
When does he go home?
Yes,
I'm really
when
confused.
does. Okay. You are going to هنا استخدمنا WH question. I'm going to say when does he، والفعل يكون مجرد ما حنضيف له AES. when does he حيكون زي ما هو. when does he go home. كده السؤال صحيح. when does he go home. طيب they clean the bathroom. They clean.
Do they clean the bathroom?
Yes. Do they clean the bathroom? Do they clean the bathroom? Okay. Where she ride her bike. Where she ride.
Where does
does
she?
W. Yes. Where. Yes. Where what? Where.
Where does
Where does.
she ride her bike?
She ride. ride بمعنى يركب على الدراجة أو her bike والموتور بايك. her bike. Where does she ride her bike? Ali work in the supermarket. Ali work in the supermarket. What are we going to say? علي هذا اسم مفرد. طيب مع الاسم المفرد بتستخدم do ولا does؟ إذا كان استخدمتها هنا ما أعطى الدبليو، هنا ما حنستخدم الدبليو اتش كويستشن، حنستخدم اللي هو إيش؟ do is not right. Do علي? No, not correct. We are not going to say do. Yeah, he و she و it بستخدم معاهم إيش؟ do? No, not correct. He and she it والاسم المفرد في صيغة السؤال استخدم do ولا does؟
Does.
Does. Yes. Does is correct. Can say does. علي work والفعل بدون اس طبعا. Does علي work in the supermarket? Does Ali work in the supermarket? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. هذه هي كيفية صياغة أو تكوين الجملة في صيغة السؤال. Okay. By the end of this exercise, we have finished unit 4. So in unit 4, we talked about many topics. We talked about many topics, like what? Like we talked about jobs. Okay, we talked about jobs. Also, we talked about the present simple with he, she, it, and singular form. And we also talked about this conversation, and we talked about the personal information, and we talked also about reading text. We talked about Abha city, and also we talked about the present simple tense with I, you, we, they, and the plural form, and we have done this exercise. So we are going to talk about Unit 5, and the first lesson in this unit is my family and I. My family and I. In my family and I, we are going to talk about family members. Family members. But because of the time, we are not going to talk about this lesson now. We are going to talk about it later on in the coming lectures, inshallah. Okay, clear? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Is it clear? Do you have any question? اوكي انا هحضر ما فيش حد يطلع تمام هاخد التحضير Okay, thank you very much for your attendance. And now I'm going to say goodbye. We are
Goodbye,
going to
Dr. Thank you.
We are going to meet again, inshallah.
Thank you, teacher.
Next lecture. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Dr.
See.